Hey everyone, it's Aaron back again. A little bit of a video this time. So one of my buddies, Hockey, has requested a video on deck building. And so I figured we would go ahead and do that kind of based upon what his color format he's going for right now. So Dungeons and Dragons comes out at the end of July, which is very soon. July starts in roughly ish days. 4 days. 3 or 4 days, I can't remember. Sorry, I'm tired. So real quick, we're gonna be making a video today, just going over the processes of deck building, what I think amateur deck builders should do. If you guys haven't already seen my other videos that I've made on this, I've made a few already. One for beginner, one for intermediate, mainly for green. I think green is a good beginner color to get into Magic because it's very easy to understand. It's not too difficult. You just get big creatures, go big, go home. So we're going to go ahead and I need to delete some decks here. As you can see, I always tend to have this problem almost every time we play. I just kind of go nuts with deck building. We will talk about this later. This will be another video. This is something I'm kind of working on in the background. But for now, so primarily he just got into it via Strixhaven. So we're gonna do mono white Strixhaven, collected not collected, and make a deck out of it. So some things to take into account. By default, in most decks, you're gonna run 24 lands, 23, 24 lands, sometimes higher, depending upon what you're playing. For this particular format, we're gonna say standard because it's standard. That's what we're gonna be playing. So there's a lot of things you need to take into account here. What kind of mono white deck are we going to be able to really build with Strixhaven? And looking at the card pool here, the answer is really not a lot. I mean, this is all we get. And some of these I don't even have yet. I'm at like Battle Pass 80. So it's bonkers to me that I don't have some. Anyway, a few things to take into account here, and some things that we can do to kind of help alleviate this a little bit. We're gonna make the best deck we can possibly make with the cards that we have. I don't have a lot of wild cards, so unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do what we can do. So things like, we'll go ahead and start from the beginning here. So something I highly recommend you put into the deck is gonna be Strict Proctor, mainly because any creature hitting the battlefield ability triggers, including your own, by the way, I have to point this out, it includes your own. You have to pay the 2 mana cost. It's a great early game card. Heck, I didn't see a great mid game card because no matter what, if your opponent relies on cards hitting the battlefield triggers, not landfall, but creatures, whenever a permanent is entering the battlefield. Actually, that would include landfall, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would. So for every landfall trigger, they'd have to play 2 mana. Man, that'd be fucking really great against Scoot Swarm. That's a good counter for that, actually. So 2 of those off the rip. Okay. Now, some other things. Obviously, we're going to need some kind of removal and some, like stopping your opponent. So things like Detention Vortex for 1 are pretty good. Make your opponent pay 3. They can only activate it on their turn, and it's just a pacify. Makes so they can't attack or block with the card, and its abilities can't be activated. So, pretty solid card overall for that amount of mana. Elite Spellbinder, also a really good card. You look at your opponent's hand, exile a card from it. As long as the card remains exiled, the owner the owner can play it, but they got to spend an additional 2 more to cast it. So that's pretty good if you're trying to get them out of the late game here. We'll go ahead. I have enough wild cards uncommon, so we can do 3 Show of Confidences. Whenever you cast a spell, copy it for each other instant sorcery card you cast this turn. You may choose a new target for the copies. It's basically Storm without calling it Storm. And since we're going to be running a lot of low-cost spells, it should be fine. So we'll run like 4 Guiding Voices, +1/+1 counter, and Learn. The Learn part we don't really care about too much. Yeah, we can discard a card and draw a card, but like we're not going to use it for anything else. Beaming Defiance is also pretty good. Target creature gets 2/2 and hexproof till end of turn, but that's also pretty good because you can lock down your cards, make sure they don't get blown up by some stupid stuff. It just targets things. We'll run 2 of the clever Lumiamancers. Leon and Light Scribe, if I had enough wild cards, I would run 2 of these. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, creature control gets +1/+1 till end of turn. Professor of Symbology we're not going to use because, I mean, there's not really a place for it in this deck. Pilgrim of the Ages you could run if you're getting mana screwed pretty hard, but like by turn 3 at that point, man, I don't know. Combat Professor, run 2 of those just because it gives your cards +1 and Vigilance until end of turn. Defend the Campus, I would go ahead and run 3 of those. It's a mode card, so you got some removal, or you can put a 1/1 counter on a card. Dueling Coach, run 3 of those. Remember, Dueling Coach in this battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Pay 5 to put a 1/1 counter on a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. Now, there's ways you can get around that with other cards, but I don't really go into that. Devastating Mastery, it's a board wipe. You can spend the 4 to let your opponent bounce a card back to their hand, or you could spend the 6 rather, to just destroy all non-land permanents. Now, this does affect you as well, but the upside is they can't do anything. Now, Selfless Liftweaver, yeah, I'd run 2 of those just because of being able to sack it and give your cards indestructible till end of turn. Truthfully, if we really wanted to, we'll go ahead and put 4 Reduced Memories into our sideboard because we do have some cards that do let us learn, which lets you pull cards from outside the game, put them into your hand. So there's some good removal. Outside of that, I'm just going off cards that I have here, right? Like, I'm not gonna try to make a deck out of something that I don't have, like things I know I can make. So pretty much that's what I have to do. Sorry about that. I'm making a making a quick video here for somebody, and someone's trying to hit me up. But yeah. So that's pretty much, so we need what 4 more cards. So I'm thinking. Just trying to think of what the hell I would put. You know, here's what we can do. There's no reason. We'll run one of the clever Lumiamancers. The Eager First Year, the problem with it is though, is like I don't want to keep running so many cards to the point where we don't have anything. Pillar Drop Rescuer is pretty good, but I don't like that it costs 5 mana. That's way too expensive. It's not really worth it in my opinion. Sparring Regiment is good, but I don't think I have any rares. I do not. Damn it. If I did, I would throw some in there. This is the problem. Not having wild cards sucks. That's what happens when I make all these jank videos, guys. You think this stuff's cheap? It's not. It's like a lot of the jank requires a lot of bullshit that you wouldn't think. Also, I'm cursing, so I'm just being realistic with you. Sorry if YouTube doesn't like that, but it's crazy how ridiculous like a lot of this stuff. Now, I can go into some experimentation for like dual color or other stuff, but I think what we'll do is we'll just work with what we got here. So we'll actually go ahead and throw 2 Pillar of the Ages in there, putting us at 58. And then we'll throw 2 Expels. Okay, then we'll craft all. And we'll go ahead, get rid of our planes. I'm doing this because I have specific planes I want to put in here and just kind of showcase something. Do I really not have any full art planes? Oh yeah, no, it's because I'm doing strictly strixhaven. Because those count as like a special. Put the Pokemon lands. I'm pretty sure there's a faster way to do this, but there's no way I've ever known how to do it. All right, and that's gonna be our deck. Now, this is a standard deck, so we'll try it out and see how it is. Just kind of give you guys like an idea of how the deck will play. In general, though, that's pretty much how it's gonna work. There we go. Our first opening in here looking. We have a turn 4 play, a couple a turn 1 play to stop them, so actually we'll keep. So I could have sleeved it, made it look all fancy, but I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to show you how the hell the deck plays. And the deck we're going for is pretty much just like white weenie, like mono white, like just level creatures, but we're doing it to specifically target our own cards using the magecraft mechanic, right? So looking turn 4 is gonna be pretty spicy. We'll put up. Oh, here we go. Green white adventures, huh? That's good. So we'll go ahead and do. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. We'll make him waste some mana. Let him crack it. He's not even worried about it. I haven't played against an adventure deck in a long time. At least the one, we're not worried. Typically, we'd have some more early game plays here, but unfortunately, we're not really getting what we need. So, next turn we'll play Dueling Coach, and then we'll save our Guiding Voices for like William Engineer and then a bunch of other stuff. We'll have to play it out and see. I'm not really looking for this deck to probably. You're not really gonna win a lot of stuff which is a mono white Strixhaven, unfortunately. Rocky, I guess Pocky rather, it's his name, but they're Rocky and other servers. You can, and you absolutely can, like, don't get me wrong, like if I had more wild cards and stuff, like I could make something better, but this is all I have. Personally, I feel like if you're gonna go into Strixhaven, I would do dual color. That's just me though. I would do like white black with that kind of idea. And see, look, he's already going with Primal Might to kill our card, and then he's hitting us for 6 off the cuff. So here's what we can do. We're gonna take 3 next turn, but we need to get rid of that War Mare. So short for creature, power 4 greater. See, that's why I run removal. It's just for stuff like that. Whenever people start popping off and they're just playing like these meta decks that all revolve around like a specific combo setup, and you're just like, I can't beat this. But in reality, it's like, nah, you can. You just gotta be careful about how you deal with it. He's gonna bounce it back, sending my Detention Vortex to the graveyard so you can play it again. And we get hit for 3 on the upkeep. And then trigger. Go draw 2 cards off that. That's pretty much all he's doing. He's using his adventure cards to draw cards. We're not gonna be able to beat this. So we'll go ahead and play Strict Proctor. Really wish we would have drawn into that early. It does kind of suck that we didn't. I really wish we would have got that on like turn 2. And Banishing Might, that's like the worst case scenario. Yeah, he's just gonna kill us. I can't do anything about it. That's what. Yeah, we're done next upkeep. I literally don't have anything I can use to beat this. We'll give it one more go and see how it plays. I will be doing another video follow-up though, just to kind of show, you know, something for you guys. Yeah, cool. Oh, lady one. It's fun. Because like I said, I think this deck has potential, but with the limited wild cards I have, I can't really do a whole lot with it. Why I recommend that if you are going to like build standard in Strixhaven, you don't build monocolor. Unless you have the full card set up for it. Because like this is a little bit of a better like turn opener here. So like, you know, I was expecting him to have all that gas. So we can do Lumimancer turn 1. And then our next upkeep, we can literally then do Guiding Voice and Beating Defiance. At the, I have to wait till turn 3 for that. Mana. Math's hard, y'all. But we do this, we should be all good in the neighborhood. That should help take care of some stuff. All right, so we'll do turn 1, do the drop, a Lumimancer. Hey, he's also playing like the same style deck here from the looks of things. Here's what we're gonna do, because it's going to be spicy. And we'll go ahead, we'll slap it on up in there. He's not gonna eat. I guess it actually doesn't matter. But the way I always look at Magic, and I tell people this, your wife here is a resource. I mean, you can't see my so this is a resource. You just define strike, huh? Nice. I forgot that Mystical Archives cards you can also use. So if we had a much more level cost spells, I would go trigger, 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 and then show Defiance. So he's playing white black, so he's going to get rid of show confidence, or dual coach, or reduce memory. Whichever one he feels like here. But effectively, you would run white black Pocky, and you would run stuff like humiliate, other cards that say whenever any spells that target your cards cost like reduced mana. Yeah, he got rid of yeah, reduced memory. And then our upkeep here, we're gonna get a dueling coach. That's good. It's spicy. I'll do another dueling coach on the next upkeep. Dueling coach is great, but 5 mana to put 1/1 counter on something is ridiculous. I mean, this is an easy decision for me. Like, I have another one in my hand. And expel target tap creature. And bam, I got a 4/5 now. Game's actually looking pretty close. We might actually come out on top and win this. I say that until we play Leon Lightscribe, because that's bad. He doesn't have anything with... He probably has some kind of removal, but I don't know if he's got enough mana to play it. Are you really going to eat 3? Let's say, yeah. I mean, you're at 6. So unless you have something to give your card like +1/+3, or I mean, there's a few cards like that do exist in white that give it like first strike until end of turn. So it's making me wonder what he's got. Okay, there we go. Yeah, making it 4/4. And yeah, okay, that makes sense. There's a mode card. The Neon Light Scribe, so you can double cast and then get +2/+2 for every card. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. So he has 2 cards in hand. Another one's probably a mode card. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Trigger, getting hit for 7. Yeah, we're dead next upkeep. I literally don't have anything here. It doesn't matter what I do. Like, we're dead. I'll swing just to, you know, give her card vigilance. Like, we're dead no matter what. Like, he casts 1 spell, we're dead. Even if I block the higher one, he's gonna cast a spell from his hand, and then we're just dead. Yep, there it goes. Well, that's how you play the deck. Except he splashed black in his, so he's able to do more sacrificing and card draw and things like that. It's unfortunately I have to end the video on a loss, but I wanted to be as real with you all as possible and kind of show you just, you know, if you're playing standard, this is the kind of stuff you're going to be playing against a lot. Like, just high level tier meta decks. And if you're playing with friends, it's more casual, it's a little different, but in arena, it's dog eat dog, so you kind of have to play that way. Either way, thank you all for joining me. Like I said, I'll be making another video showcasing an intermediate style with doing dual color. With strictly just Strixhaven. This is a challenge I've never really done before, so it's kind of interesting, and I'm glad that my buddy Pocky asked me about it. So anyways, this will be uploaded today, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. See you later, peace.